As I speak to you right now, the Russell is leading higher. The Russell is up about 0.9%, but the NASDAQ is only up about 8 basis points, so not even 0.1%. The Dow and the S&P are both just below the flat line. Last night in Japan's EcoWatcher survey, current conditions lower than expected at 50.2, but the future outlook was higher than expected at 52.5. Richmond Fed President Thomas Barkin spoke earlier today and said they, obviously referring to the FOMC committee, do not have to be in a hurry to cut rates. Now that's leading yields in the U.S., Treasury yields, to move a little bit higher than they were earlier this morning. The 10-year earlier was up, but only at 4.13 on the yield side. Right now it's 4.16, up 7. The 5-year yield 4.11, up 5. The 2-year yield 4.45, up 4, and the 30-year 4.37, up 6. 2's inversion, -29 versus a -32 settlement. Crude oil is up 2%. Copenhagen-based Moller Maersk saw their share prices fall as they highlighted problems with Red Sea shipping, which seemed to be the trigger for the crude oil move. And it seems like maybe crude is starting to price in more problems in the Red Sea than they originally had been. The yen is at its lowest in 2.5 months. Bank of Japan Deputy Governor Shinichi Uchida said it's hard to see the bank raising its policy rate continuously and rapidly, even after negative interest rate is ended. Now, this part's a quote. Even if the bank were to terminate the negative interest rate policy, it is hard to imagine a path in which it would then keep raising the interest rate rapidly. This weakened the yen as it continued its recent path towards those mid-November lows of last year. Now, looking ahead, Fed speak today. Fed President Thomas Barkin is speaking again. Tomorrow, we get Fed Governor Lori Logan. We also have $25 billion in 30-year bonds being auctioned off this afternoon. That's following that pretty strong 10-year bond auction yesterday with record numbers being purchased. Earnings after the close today, we get 43 companies with market caps over $1 billion, including Motorola, Take-Two Interactive, Cloudflare, Pinterest, VeriSign, and Expedia. Tomorrow before the open, 15 more companies with billion-dollar market caps, including Pepsi and Enbridge Energy. Now, in terms of data, not much tonight, but tomorrow we get German inflation data and Canadian employment data.